Hey guys, we're coming at you today on a video I'm pretty excited about making, because this has been in my head for about 3 years, and then I've had a ton of questions over the last 6 months or so, ever since we launched the solo stick, right? The questions about, hey, I want to see you climb with a solo stick, I want to see how it attaches to the pack. There's a ton of questions that people have been asking me. I'm going to meld or integrate all of those questions together into one video. We're going to call it One Sticking the Secrets. I'm going to answer some questions today about how does it look like on your pack, right? How does the solo stick fit? I know you carried the Ultimate One Stick for a long time. How does the solo stick fit? Well, there you go. And then all these questions I'm getting about, hey, I know you showed off the solo stick. You gave a lot of specs on it. I want to see you climb on it. We're going to do a couple quick climbs, or at least one quick climb without a lot of talking, just to answer that question. But then we're going to slow down and break it down and to get into what I really wanted to shoot over the last several years is the video called One Sticking the Secrets. Why do I do the things I do in the order I do them? Because it gives such an air or a sense of repeatability. It makes it, I can go in blindfolded and do this, guys. And we're going to show you everything I do and why right after this. Okay guys, again, in this video we're going to have two climbs. One is just going to be pretty much standard, straight up and down, as if I was in a hunting situation. This is kind of how I walk up to a tree. I lay my pack down, I pull the stick off, and I attach it to the tree. So just we've got these two Kydex rope holders on the solo stick. Makes it really nice to tidy up your stick. I lean into it, throw it around the tree. It helps if I don't have so much rope that I can actually control it. There we go. I end up putting it roughly about head high, and then I set it by pulling out, pulling down, and that stick won't budge. Okay, move the rope up over to the side. You'll notice here, we're going to show you a little bit more detail later on. John has come out with some really cool things on the pack and play that makes it work and integrate really well with the solo stick. That's the Ultimaider pack. I love it. Again, we'll go into more detail later. Loosen up the pack and play, pull the Ultimaider out. There you go. Now what I do is I reach in and I grab what I have. Two opposing pockets on my StealthPack that I use every hunt when I'm one sticking. And this pack, guys, it's not made just for one sticking. It works really well, obviously, for one sticking. It'll hold 4 or 5 sticks just as easy. This other pocket has my 40 foot of Canyon Elite rope. Okay, there we go. Reach into my pouch, grab my Madrock and my carabiner. And this is just the way, you're watching, this is exactly how I go and hunt every time. Take my bridge off one side. I do not like a fixed bridge. I like it openable. Move it over, clip in. I'm ready to climb, guys. So again, this video, this climb, not going to slow down a whole lot. I do stop right here, switch this out to the outside leg. We'll explain why that the next time we climb, when we show all the secrets. Move this up, reattach the tether locker, take the slack out, go on up, do it one more time. Again, not really slowing down on this climb, guys, just for the people who want to see it. Reach down. I do have a handle here. I do not use it. I'm going to put it back in. I pulled it out just to show you. It is there. The retail version, the production version, will have a little tag that makes it easier to grab. I grab the platform. That way I can ease the rope out. Again, I bet I had 24 people send me a private message saying, I want to see you climb with a solo stick. Okay, here you go. if I'm gonna make a video, I'm gonna make it educational. We're gonna come back and show the details of why do I do the things I do. I just keep moving my tether as I go, up as I go. Lock it in with my tether locker. That was 2 moves. I don't know. I'm 16, 17, 18 foot. I didn't bring a tape measure with me. But honestly, now if it was in a situation like this where all the foliage is dropped, I'd definitely make one more move up. But halfway, I mean up until November, I'm pretty much at hunting height. When there's foliage and leaf cover and canopy on the trees, this is about the height I hunt a lot of times, guys. So, to reverse the situation, get down. Like, I use Dynaglide. I'm still a big fan of Dynaglide. I never have it tangle on me, just like you see there. I'm gonna clip onto the tether locker. You gotta do this before you come down. I flip my rope over. I'm gonna come down to about right here. Stop. Put the Ultimaider in its pack and play. You'll notice the pack and play is a lot more solid and a lot more secure than it was in the first solo stick video. That's because John Richards, the owner of Ultimaider, watched that video, reached out to me and said, hey, I think I've got some ideas how to make that thing super solid. And you'll notice, as soon as I take it off here, you'll notice the pack and play and the Ultimaider does not move now. He came up with a really slick system. We'll show that to you here in a little bit. That just makes this integrate and work really well with the solo stick. Go over these Kydex hooks. See there's a bungee on the bottom. And then what I do before I go down, still use my trusty TX5 quick draw hanger, and then allow yourself, don't go down with your feet yet until you get parallel. Now you can start going down at whatever speed you want. You need to look like the guy on the back. So anyway, guys, hopefully that answered a lot of questions on climbing with the solo stick. We're going to slow down now, do what I like to do. We're going to break it down step by step. Why? What am I doing? And why am I doing it? Come back and let's get into the details, the secrets of one sticking. Okay guys, so I wanted to come in here to the archery room, give you a close-up of how John has really, look at that, look how, I mean, that is so super secure now and everything. I mean, it fits probably better than some of the old, it did on the old sticks. I mean, it's really nice and everything. So here's what's going on with this. Here's how he accomplished it. John's just a genius. So what you do is unhook the G-straps on the pack and play. And the pack and play is literally just the pouch that holds the Ultimaider inside it, right? So then he 3D printed a couple pieces right here. And I'm going to see what they do is they allow a little peg to go in here into that corresponding or mating 3D piece, and that's what's holding these straps up. So if you, I'm just going to lay it down so I can work both hands. If that was on a tree, I'd have both hands free just to roll this up and then take the strap here, the G hook, and just be able to go right through those hooks, because those straps, the little loops here, because they're held out at a distance, they're held perfectly. They don't flop, they don't do anything. They're held ready to receive that G hook. So that's how it works. And he made these little printed press tabs, and they actually have little barbs on them. Let me show you how it works, just real quickly. These barbs, they fit in here so well, and with those barbs, I've put them in and out several times, but it still takes in here, that one coming out, it still takes a screwdriver to get them out. But here's how they work. Here's the 3D printed pieces. So what I did was I took after he watched that first video, I was like, man, we can improve on that so much on how this fits. I actually took a piece of paper and like rubbed it on with a pen and everything. Came out, it gave that design, that X design, which he took, and I scanned it and emailed it to him. He took that and ran it through his computer program, and made that piece. Now, this is just a prototype. They'll either come black or a brown or something like that. So if you're worried about color matching, but this basically just fits on just like that. Then he's going to supply the press tabs that I just showed you and a actual nut and bolt with a nylock washer on it. I'll be honest with you, I think these tabs are plenty good enough. Put that tab through that hole and into that plastic piece, press it together. That top strap's not going anywhere. Again, just fits right on the platform, comes over. We're going to grab the other press fit tab, go through this grommet into that hole, see that? And just press it together. And it holds these straps beautifully in place. You just roll it up, hook it through. It's a whole lot easier when it's on a tree versus sideways on your archery desk, but you can get the idea. The main thing is, and then just cinch them down. It's not going anywhere. It's a beautiful fitment of that. I'm telling you, John's a genius, but those will come either, like I said, black, brown. I'm not sure exactly what the final will be, and it will come with both the press fit tabs and nylon washers. So anyway, let's jump out to the tree, do what I've been wanting to do for a while, slow everything down, and just kind of go explain why do I do what I do when I'm one sticking. Hey guys, we've been excited about bringing this one to you for a long time. You know, a lot of the techniques I'm going to share today are interspersed throughout a myriad of videos. They're all over the place in my playlist. What we're going to do is focus today on all the intricate details, explain exactly every little step and why I do what I do and what does it matter. Okay, so let's explain. I walk up to a tree. Obviously, if I'm in a hunting situation, obviously I'm in my favorite predator fall gray, right? Or spring green sometimes. But we're just gonna pretend I'm in a hunting situation. I've identified a tree I want to climb. This is exactly how I look when I climb up to it, other than I would be carrying my bow. That is the only difference, okay? So I walk up, I undo my chest connector strap. This is an important part of the Staggs StealthPack. Let it slide off my shoulder here, and then I grab it by the hook here, and then I gently lay it down on the ground. I'll lay it so that it's a vertical direction up and down away from me. That way I can reach down with both hands simultaneously and undo the straps that hold on the stick. You'll notice the stick is nestled really, really securely between two opposing pockets. We'll show you what I use those pockets for here in a second. Actually, so it's my 40-foot rappel rope is in one, my knee pads are in the other. That creates a really, really nice, snug place for that stick to nestle. Again, I designed that pack for the way I wanted it. I never could find anything on the market that I wanted, so I'm like, heck with it, I'll build it. So remove the solo stick. It's got this little bungee cord that holds the rope on, and just literally remove it like this. I like to lean and use my chest to lean and hold the stick into place, and then I grab the rope and I notice I slide my hand out so there's not quite as much tag in hanging down. If I try to throw the rope around here, it becomes unwieldy, it's harder to manage. Slide your hand down here, it's really easy. Toss that around and grab it with your left hand. You'll notice I'm a right to left guy. I throw around right to left. There's a lot, and then I back off and pick it up like this. Go ahead and loop it up. There's a lot of guys out there that throw left to right. If you are one of those people, you will have to have a different directional cam than I do. This cam that comes on the solo stick is proprietary and made and developed and designed by EWO to work on this stick. It is a left to right cam cleat. Mine is, because I throw right to left and I bring it through left to right. If you're an opposite guy, you'll need the opposite direction cam cleat. Hopefully that makes sense for you. So again, pull it through tight. I've got about the bottom platform about eye level, and I just move this off to the side. I'll grab the bottom platform, pull out, give it some space here between the bottom teeth, and pull down. And that is called setting your stick, okay? And in the design process, go back and watch the first video, we actually, I recommended some changes. One of those was chamfering the teeth so it would slide down the tree and set a lot harder, okay? So now we're going to go back to the stick. That's step number one. We've got the stick on the tree. We're going to go back to the pack, and what I do is I open both top straps on both pockets, and then go down and open them again here. That frees up both pockets simultaneously. And it really doesn't matter at this point which one you choose. I'm going to grab my Canyon Elite rope. I noticed in the intro section, that first climb, obviously I called it out. I said Canyon Elite. It was actually Rest Tech. I'd been swapping back and forth and experimenting with different things. I play with equipment all the time, as you guys know. Again, I'm a left to right guy. Flip it on up. You'll notice I use a Notch V3 Quickie. For years and years and years, I used a quick link. Now, let me slow down here and show you this. I like the Notch V3 Quickie better. Notice I've got the pin oriented up, as opposed to, you can have it, let me open it back up. Again, we're going to slow down and show you the details. I've seen people have it like this, where the pin, they push the pin through and they've got the pin down. Well, notice now when I pull and put pressure on it, all the pressure point is on that pin. Can it handle it? Will it hurt anything? Probably not. But again, I'm a stickler for details. These are the secrets, these are the details we're going to show you in this video. I prefer to take that and have the pin down, not up. Again, pin down, put it through there, snap it through. And again, I'm still a huge fan of the Flexion locker by Innovating the Outdoors. So now, I know we're going slow, we're explaining things. In reality, if I was in a hunting situation, this would take me about 45 seconds to a minute. I mean, not long at all. But that's how I attach my Canyon Elite rope. I'm a big fan now of the Notch V3 Quickie. We will have a video solely dedicated to that and why I like it better than Quick Link coming up shortly this spring. So again, going back to the pack, I'm going to grab my knee pads. I learned this little secret. See how the buckles, you've got a long female side and then a male side that's really short to the knee pad. I put the buckle on the outside of my legs. Again, another one of those secrets that you really don't think about until you put a lot of time in a tree. So, because you could do it the opposite if you wanted to. I could put this knee pad on this knee. Well, those buckles now would be on the inside between my legs. I want that buckle on the outside. I go, well, what difference does it make? Well, when you're hunting and you're up there, maybe you're a sitter and you're just sitting, you're waiting for a deer to come by. I've been in a situation where I've been sitting there and then I just kind of move slightly, or I'm alternating knees, and those buckles rubbed together and popped and made a noise. If you put those buckles on the outside, they won't do that. Okay, so we got that up. What I'm going to do now is just pick up my pack and put it back on. A lot of people ask, do you pull your pack up? How do you get your pack up? I put it back on my back and wear it up. Pretty simple. Okay, now if I wanted to, I could keep my Madrock and my carabiner in my pack. When you do something 500, 600, 700, 800 times, 1,000, whatever, you develop a routine. And I just still like carrying my Madrock and everything here in this dump pouch. A lot of people ask, who makes a dump pouch that goes on a buzzard roost? Well, buzzard roost, I had them make a matching pouch for me, and they'll do that for anybody out there. I think they sell them on their website. So I keep this in my dump pouch just like this. You'll notice that it has some really, really old hockey tape on it. Remove the Mad Guard. The Mad Guard can be configured, really needs to be configured one way. You're either going to look at it where you're looking at the face part or the handle part. You want the handle part facing away. We've got a video that shows how to do that, but we're going to slow down and show everything. Handle facing away, open the gate, rope goes in on the left, down, and back up on the right. Close the gate, take my carabiner, and the gate is going to open up and away from me. Up and away. The reason I do that is once I put it in, again, up and away, put it in, rotate it so it pivots through. Now well, first of all, let me move my openable bridge. You guys know that I don't like a fixed position bridge. I want it to be able to put it on and off. I don't like stepping through or pulling it over my shoulder. But now my bridge is in place. With my carabiner in that orientation, I can open it up and just clip it right over. If I put it on wonky or some other way, I can't just put my bridge in like that. I'm going to screw my gate closed, take up some slack. We're done. Now, I don't know what this has taken, 5 minutes or so to explain and walk through and show you every little detail. If I was hunting, minute and a half, I'd be ready to go up a tree. We're going to undo the G hooks that we showed you in the archery room, and we're going to allow the pack and play to come open. I can reach in the pack and play, grab the Ultimaider, and pull it out. Again, talking about secrets, things that I do. And this is probably a great time to pause. You don't have to do everything I do. What you do need to do, though, is develop a system, your system. If you want to copy mine verbatim, exactly, it's a tried and true system. I know it's going to work for you. But if you tweak and modify and change, that's fine, as long as you develop a repeatable system that you do time in and time out. I heard somebody say one time, I love this phrase, don't practice so much that you feel comfortable doing it. Practice so much that it's impossible to get it wrong. And that's the way I feel about what I do every time I go in. It doesn't matter if it's dark, if it doesn't matter. I'm climbing the tree exactly the same way. So I pull out the Ultimaider. Mine is a 2-step Ultimaider at 18 inches a piece. I know that question will come along. I have tried 3-step 8ers. They're not for me. I don't like 3-step 8ers. I do not like taking little bitty scrunched up steps, even in January. I've got enough flexibility, been doing it long enough that I don't have to worry about taking 3 little steps. But if that's you, fine. Again, it's your system, okay? But here we go. I'm going to make sure that the rope is to my right, the tag end of my rappel rope. Now, if I was hunting, you'll notice, I'm going to pick this up. You've seen this before. If I was hunting, I spliced in a continuous loop. I would run this through my cam and put that over my stabilizer and lay my bow down there, and that's how I'd bring my bow up. Okay, so if you got that question, I would have my bow on the end of my rappel rope. That's my pull-up rope. It's a whole lot easier to control than a little bitty skinny piece of paracord or Dynaglide or something like that. So that's how I do it. But my tag end of my rope, of my rappel rope, is off to the right. And then what I will do is, a lot of times you'll notice, again, we're slowing down, giving every secret. I will capture this rappel rope, the tag end of it, between my thumb and forefinger. Then I will grab the right side of the Ultimaider and pull it slightly out. Why do you do that? Well, if it's right here, it's hard to get my toe in it because the tree's in the way. It doesn't matter how far off the tree is, the aider off the tree is. If it's out here, it doesn't matter. It's always easier if it's slightly off center of the tree trunk. So I'm going to grab both tag end, Ultimaider, pull it slightly out, and I reach up with my right foot every time. My right foot always goes in first. If you are willy-nilly about the way that you climb, some days it's left foot, some days it's right foot, you will always end up in a weird position. Everything I do is super repeatable. I can't stress that enough. So then I can pull some slack out if I want to, grab the top. The next foot obviously is my left foot. Then what I do is I reach around, grab the tree slightly, step up. Now before I do anything else, I'm going to grab both my bridge and the rappel rope, pull that out, come around to the side. Notice I didn't come straight up. A lot of people know I hunt with a 12-inch stick. If you hunt with a 12, 15, it doesn't matter. I like a 12. But people ask me all the time, how do you not bang your shins into the stick? Well, because I pull this out and I come around to the side. And that's one of the reasons why there's a cutout here that I helped suggest, and we made some modifications and tweaks based on my field feedback all last year hunting with that stick. And there's a perfect spot to put your calf in there right now. You'll notice it's impossible for the carabiner or Madrock to clank against the stick when I do this. A lot of people say, well, man, it's noisy climbing. I'm worried about using mechanical gear because it's going to hit and it's whine, right? Like, if you climb correctly, You'll never hit. I don't have a hush kit on this. I don't have stealth strip. I don't have anything. It cannot hit my stick because, again, I'm going to reach, grab it, lay it off to the right. It can't hit. Can't come in contact with anything. At this point, I'm going to stop, undo the Flexion, and slide this up as high as I can. A lot of people are concerned about tether slack, and rightly so, right? There's fall factors that you need to figure in and everything like that. Where I was at, if I fell, it might hurt. It's not going to disable me. It's not going. I'm not that worried about it. If I can't take that fall, I shouldn't be in the woods, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion, okay? But my next step up would have introduced enough tether slack I would have probably been uncomfortable with. So I stop at this point, go ahead and move it up, then take up the slack. You'll notice I'm going to shift hands from my left to my right. Kind of push on the stick with my left hand. I know you can't see that. I'm actually just putting my stick, my hand right here, and I'm just going to push up. Super simple. At this point, I can start moving the tether up again. Step up the final time. You'll notice I just kept moving the tether up the entire time. Now, are there things, if you're sitting there, if you're a guy that's like scrutinizing this with every bit of magnifying glass you can and say, oh my God, he could improve on that technique. You're probably right. There's things, I realize I've got my thumb underneath the rope at times. I'm not worried about it. If you're worried about it, they make a device that you can push the rope up. I think Innovative Outdoors is the one that does it, just like that right there. If that concerns you, well then take steps to mitigate it. It doesn't concern me, okay? Again, I'm gonna take the slack out. At this point, I'm just gonna lean back into my saddle. I do like to have my tag into my rope over the front of my Madrock. That's just me. It seems like it works a whole lot smoother that way. But at this point, I'm just gonna lean in and allow myself to rest here. A lot of people, so let's stop and pause. A lot of people go, oh my God, one sticking so hard, it takes so much energy, I just, oh. Have I done anything that you wouldn't do if you were climbing with 4 sticks at this point? No. If you were climbing with 4 sticks with 4 aiders, because everyone's using ultra short 18 inch sticks about the maximum we use these days. 15 to 18 sticks, we've all got aiders on our sticks. I haven't climbed any differently than you would if you were going to climb with 4 sticks. Here's where the difference of one sticking is. I allow myself to go in and hang. I'm not burning calories. I'm talking like normal. I'm out of shape. I'm overweight. I get it. And it's still super easy. I'm going to grab my rappel rope with my left hand, reach down, free the stick. I've got a video on how to ease it out real quietly. Use my left hand or my right thumb to pull that out. I push off and let my left knee rest there. At that point, I've got both hands free. I'm going to pull the rope and make sure it's clear and off to the right. And then I take my stick in one hand, just like this, push off with my left hand, push off with my left toe, give it space. Notice what I'm doing is I'm raising this angle. I'm getting my rope away from the tree. That's what I'm doing. Once I create that space with the rope, I can wedge my stick up under here. You'll notice there's a little notch right there in the platform. That notch is for the rope to go in. I'm going to push off, put the stick there. Now that rope is sitting in that notch. Now my hands are free. This is being held in place by my weight. Again, I'm not doing any exercise. I'm not burning any energy. I'm not burning calories. I'm just sitting here. People, oh, one's sticking so hard. Well, I'm just sitting here. Grab your rope. Again, I like to slide it down where there's about that much tag in. Go in, throw it around, grab it. Again, I'm a right to left thrower. Flip that up. I will push off. Take the weight off that stick and pull through. Again, I'm going to pull out, pull down. It's set. Very important. Everything I do for a reason. Grab the tag in, pull it out to the right. Grab the, again, now I'm just repeating, guys. Tag in, right side of the Ultimaider. And it looks like it's kind of flipped up on me. There we go. Tag in, right side, right foot. Once I put that there, sometimes I will pull out just a little bit to let it set better. That stick's not going anywhere. Right in my right side, pull out, left leg, left foot goes in next. Grab with my left foot, push up. At this point, I grab the carabiner and the Madrock off to my right side again. Should look very familiar from the first move. Undo the flexi arm, the tether locker from Innovating the Outdoors, and slide my tether up. Take a little slack out. Again, swap right hand to this side. This hand is going to push. I move my foot, I move my leg so you can see that. It's going to push, and I'm going to come up and around. Slow down, move my tether locker, my rappel rope up, and up again. I'm going to lock my rappel rope into place. There you go. Now, what do I do with all this? If I was hunting, what I do is I pull my bow up. My bow would be attached to this. I take my, before I did, I would have probably put my Ultimaider gear strap. If I'm hunting somewhere I could use a screw-in bow holder, I do that a lot too. I alternate between both. But then once I get the end of my rappel rope up, I grab the end, I'll let the rest of it fall. And what I do is I just wind it around and around just like this. Literally takes about 10 seconds. This is why I love Canyon Elite, because it does not kink up too bad. Literally move it one time and it's unkinked. What I do is I fold it in half and I put that tag end, that excess, in my dump pouch. Undo my chest connector strap. If I had a bow hooker, I like to hang my backpack about knee high on my strong, well actually be my weak side, be my right side. If this is my strong side for shooting, I like my backpack right there at knee level, right there. I can pivot around all I want to and it's never in the way. I did not bring anything to hang my pack, but that's where I would hang it, okay? So, I think that's pretty much answered every question of how I hunt. I just do that time and time again. There's been woods situations where I've been on the side of a hill in a national forest. It's a deep draw, really steep. I've made 4.5 moves to get up to where I needed to be before. There's also a lot of times where this would be hunting height for me. 2 moves, I don't know, 16, 17, 18 feet up here right now. Before the canopy disappears, before the foliage drops. This is a level I hunt a lot, okay? So, hopefully if you've got any questions, let us know. Here's how I get down. So I like to take when we're getting down, I take the tag end of my rope out of my dump pouch, and what I do is I kind of sort through it until I find that continuous loop. At that point, my bow would be hanging right here. I take my bow off the hook, run it through the cam, around the stabilizer, and take my quiver off because I never hunt with a quiver on, put my quiver on the bow, and I always lower it so that the fletching is up. So when I pull my bow up, my fletching is down because I'm pulling up through limbs a lot of times. I know I'm on a straight tree now. When I'm hunting, most of the trees I hunt have limbs. I have to go over and around limbs. We're gonna have a video on how to do that. But when I lower my bow, the fletching's up. And I just lower my bow off. And when I get my bow at the very end, I have videos, I swing it way out and lay it down 6-7 foot away from the tree. So I don't have to, if I get in a mood and I want to play Navy SEAL guy and bound down in two leaps from 40 foot up, I can do it and not have to worry about landing on my bow, okay? Notice that the tag end of my rappel rope is behind the Madrock Safeguard. When I get ready to come down, I pick it up and move it to the front, okay? And that's important. A lot of people complain about Madrocks being jerky, whatever. I never experienced that. I don't know if it's because every little thing adds up to make a difference. I don't know, but that's how I do it, okay? So at this point, I'm gonna reach in. One thing you wanna be very sure of, reach in, grab your Dynaglide or whatever pull down rope you use. I'm still a huge fan of Dynaglide. And I just toss it. It never tangles on me because I wrap it up in a figure-8 motion. We've got a video on how to do that. If you're questioning anything about one sticking, look in my playlist. Guarantee I'm gonna have an answer for it. Pull my Flexi Ohm tether locker off the rappel rope. I'll put a really cool nifty little loop right here that I can clip into with my mini carabiner. Now I can get my rope out of the tree. Didn't matter if there's 20 limbs in this tree, I can pull my rope out once I get down. But you can't do it if you forget to attach your pull down rope. You land and you go, oh, I gotta climb back up. So don't forget this step. Okay, now tag end is front of the Madrock. I can grab the handle, slightly lower myself down, and I'm just gonna walk myself down to about right here. At that point, I let go of the handle, I can hang. I grab my Ultimaider and I compress these two steps together. Notice how that leaves it like that. I can just fold it up, one simple motion, and it lays in the pack and play. So cool. I told you, John's a genius. I can just roll this up at this point, and that's going to give me access to these G-hooks that we talked about in the archery room. Because of those two little 3D printed devices we showed you, they're right here to clip onto. Next G-hook, right back into that strap. Give it a quick tug. That is secure, not going anywhere. Now, I want to pick up and I'm going to push up because this stick is locked in hard, tight. I could swing out as far as I want to, jump in it, this stick's not going to budge. So I need to free it up. I need to unset it by pushing up like that. Now I can pull the rope out and I switch it to my left hand and I just wind it around and around these two Kydex storage hooks that we built into it. It will come, this stick will come with those hooks. Bring it around. Got this bungee cord. I believe that's an invention that Sam, the Amstel guy, came up with. And now this bungee cord will go onto the bottom of that Kydex stick. I didn't do a great job of wrapping it, but there you go. Now, we use this little hanger. I've got one on my saddle. Clip it on. Now I'm hands-free. If you're wondering about all this, man, there's a lot of stuff to keep up with. We've actually put together a kit. Will be on EWO's website really, really soon, called the Staggs in the Wild one-sticking kit. I don't know what we're going to call it. Pretty much, if you type in Staggs in the Wild, it'll pull up. Everything you see that we're using here, you can buy with one SKU, one part number. Okay, we've got this back over the front of the Madrock. I'm going to grab it with my brake hand, if you will, my free hand, grab the handle. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to walk myself out a little bit. And what I want to do, guys, is I want to get myself level pretty much with my feet. I don't want to try to come down walking myself, being scared to not knowing what's back there. This rope is rated to, I don't know, 6,000 pounds plus. It's not going anywhere, guys. All this gear is rated to so much. I've seen people try to rappel and come down like this, and they're scraping their tummy on the tree. Don't do that. They'll teach you in air assault school in Army. Get out like this, let yourself down and just walk yourself down like this. If you want to jump once you start feeling more comfortable, that's fine. Just walk yourself down. It is absolutely the safest way out of a tree. If you're not a one-sticker, if you're watching this and going, I know he said it's easy, I know it didn't burn calories, I know he wasn't doing anything, I'm still going to say with my 4 sticks, I still suggest you rappel out of a tree. You just don't have to worry about being gutted or slipping or anything. I mean, it's just so easy. Rappel down, just gather your sticks as you come down and walk yourself down a tree. Okay, what I do at this point, first thing I do is I unscrew my gate, get my bridge off. Can't stand to have a bridge across there when I'm not hunting, so I move it over here to the side. That's why, because I will never use a saddle with a fixed bridge, ever. Okay, now I'm going to take my backpack off, lay it on the ground, and I'm going to gently toss it just like I did when I laid it down. now I've got my stick here. I'm gonna untether my stick, lay it off to the side. Next thing I'm gonna do is grab my carabiner, rotate it back through my Madrock, hold it in my hand, take my Madrock, open that gate, pull my Canyon lead out, close the gate, put the carabiner back on. Now it's just like you saw when I arrived at the tree. I'm gonna drop it in my accessory pouch or my dump pouch. Everything is free. I would take my bow off the end of my Canyon Elite rope if I had a bow, if I was hunting, then the rope would be free. At this point, I step around, grab my Dynaglide, give it a couple wraps, and pull my rope down. Again, if it was a limb tree, we've got a video showing you that already on my website. 3 easy steps to get your rappel rope out of the tree. It's on that video. Again, I want to make sure that I'm not stepping all through my Dynaglide. I take my carabiner and lay it in my hand like this. How do you wrap it up? Well, we've got a video on it, but I'm going to show you right now. I go, lay it there and just go thumb, forefinger, thumb, forefinger. This is a figure 8 method, and I'm kind of doing it slow so you can watch. If I was in the woods coming down after a long night of hunting, I'd probably be doing this about twice as fast. But kind of slowing down just a little bit. This is 40 foot of Dynaglide, and I just wrap it like this. Now there are things, John Richards makes a little nifty holder. Sam, the Amstel guy, makes a nifty holder. It's like a little plastic holder that you can wind around, around. I just still do that. Drop it in my accessory pouch. At that point, I'm done with my accessory pouch. I'm going to close up. Now, see, it's in a really tight, it's closed. Nothing can fall out of it. I take my quick link, take it off the tree. And at this point, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my rappel rope and wind around and around and around and around. Just like you saw me do when I was up at the top at hunting height. Except for the difference is that this time I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold it in half. And we're going to bend down and finish up here at my pack. At this time, I'm going to put my rappel rope in this pocket. It doesn't matter if it's the left pocket or right pocket. They're both identical. They're the exact same size. The concept of this pack started with me sitting in my living room one night, frustrated with everything else that was out there. And I literally sit down and I folded up my Canyon Elite rappel rope into that size, and I got a tape measure out, and I'm like, I need a pocket that big by that long. That is the exact design of that pocket. And I'm like, man, if I had a mirror image to that, I could take my knee pads, put my straps in there. I could take my knee pads and put them in the opposing pocket. If you'll notice, I want to point out something. Not one time have you seen me get inside this pack. I can do everything I need to do, hunt, climb, hunt, get down, everything I need to do with just what you've seen me do with these 2 pockets. 2 pockets and the stick. Notice it's going to nestle between these 2 pockets. These straps are color coded. These straps are typically brown. Mike ran out of brown, so he made this one just for me. They're green, but this strap will always be black. But they're color coded so you don't get confused on which straps do what. The reason I use straps, and then we use magnets, if you did want to get in here, there's no zippers anywhere on this pack. But that's why we call it the Stealth Pack. Super, super quiet. At this point, guys, I'm gonna cross my hands, cross my fingers, cross my arms, whatever. I'm gonna take it like this and just flip it onto my back. Do my chest connector piece, reach down and grab my bow, and I'm off to the truck. Guys, it does not get more simple than that. Anyway, I hope you've learned all the secrets that I have developed, found, stumbled upon, but the main thing, guys, it's a system. Develop your own system. You're going to be so much more efficient out there. Good luck to you. If you got any questions, let us know. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.